And I was mainly impressed with the new Beauty and the Beast movie. It was actually well done.
Yeah, it actually had a lot of great moments, like when Belle runs up on that hill. It definitely looks like it was inspired by Sound of Music.
Oh, it was, and I love the musical numbers they kept in there, particularly the one with Gatson and the rest of the men singing in that pub. And, that was a good number too.
Yeah, and then of course the scene where they dance and the Beauty and the Beast is sung, and she's wearing that great yellow dress, like the one I'm wearing at home.
You mean the one that your girlfriend wears?
Yeah.
Sam?
Yeah. One Sam wears. I do not own a yellow dress. Roll the open. Roll it open. Roll the open, someone!
Tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast.
Not that one!
Hey everyone, and thank you for joining us for the latest and newest episode of What to Watch. I'm Christopher Gates.
And I'm Peyton Frowa. We're doing Beauty and the Beast today. Beauty and the Beast. I don't know what this is.
No, I like it. That's like your own signature version.
I like to think if they had like dance moves to Beauty and the Beast, like it'd be like that. Beauty and the Beast.
Well, you know what? Hey.
Jive.
Hey, you know what? This is 2017. They got to get with the current times. And coincidentally, I got to admit, low expectations, but turned out to be fairly well.
Yeah, if you haven't seen from the tab and the description below, we are talking spoilers on this video, on this Beauty and the Beast review. So if you haven't seen the movie, go see it, then come back and watch this video. We are talking spoilers.
You know
spoilers. So we're giving you a chance.
You've been warned.
We're giving you a chance. All right, so we're talking spoilers. Just kind of initial response. I thought this movie was very okay. I wasn't blown away as far as new stuff. It was very. I thought it was a very inoffensive film by Disney. I thought they did just enough to not insult the people who were fans of the old one, but added enough to where it wasn't an exact copy.
That's actually, honestly, TLDR, too long didn't read. That's the best description of it. Really, just to summarize it, I initially had low expectations for it because Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite animated Disney movies, and I just wasn't sure how they were going to do it, even though The Jungle Book turned out to be so well done, and you would think that would be the basis for this. I still had low expectations for it. I went in and saw it, and like you, it's a very good film in the sense like that. It's nothing that you're. I don't think it's anything that you're probably at the end of this year you may remember so much as more with other stuff that's coming out. But it's one of those films that it's done right in the sense that it is. To me, really, in all ways, it's like a shot by shot, remake of the classic, which is not that bad, but still.
Yeah, and thoughts real quick on let's go into kind of what we really liked about the movie, and then we'll kind of go into our cons. The things I really liked about this film is they did add some original songs that weren't in the original film. I'm saying original a lot, original. But
original recipe.
I did love these new songs that they put in the film. Like the song, the name is escaping me. There's a song that the Beast sings when he does inevitably let go Belle, let her go back to the village, and he's singing on top of a tower, and it's super sad sounding, but I thought it was a very moving song, and it definitely made me like his character a little more.
They like you said, where they did some liberties, they add some improvements, if you can say, to this movie, and that was one of the definite improvements because a lot of the songs, Beauty and the Beast, known for obviously Beauty and the Beast, that particular one, the iconic one with the yellow dress, in the ballroom, but I'm sorry, but yeah, there was. I like those kind of moments. Particularly, I liked how they kept a lot of the original story intact. Belle is still the bookworm, and she sees people for themselves and not how they look. Her dad's still the inventor. Gas is still the villain that everyone hates. I like that. Gaston. Yes. Excuse me. Thank you. Been playing too much Zelda, so
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. I don't know names anymore. Play it; it's addicting. Anyway, but I really like those elements of it. I still really enjoyed just the scenery itself, how they describe Villanova, how the town they were in, and
I'm not paying attention.
I'm sorry,
to
it's
that,
the French town that they're in.
Le French town.
It's still, to me, seeing those moments, it hits the nostalgia, and I like that. I like that they were able to retain a lot of that classic elements from the animated movie into this, you know, even just so many years later.
And I also enjoyed that they added some backstory to these characters that we know of, like Belle's father, and are kind of giving her more substance to her character, because she's kind of this damsel in distress. We don't really, other than reading books and that she's pretty, we don't really know anything about her as a character throughout the cartoon or the animation. And in this film, I feel like they gave her more of a leg to stand on as far as being a character we care about, because we see what happens with her mother, her dying of the Black Plague, her father having to take her somewhere else. That added a deeper layer to the film that I thought the original didn't touch on.
Well, you know, and you bring an excellent point, because the original went well, because it's a kid's film, and it wasn't going to
yeah, Black Plague might not have tested well with little kids. It's like, Mommy, what's the Black Plague? It's just when a third of Europe died. Is that going to happen to us?
No. We don't have rats.
Maybe.
I don't know.
If it does, we're screwed.
So you be out of a trash can? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, yeah, those elements. Although it's a PG movie, those were some. I was actually surprised to see them put on the elements. And kudos to Emma Watson for portraying Belle. I have some reservations about her, particularly just, you know, Emma Watson's a great actress. I just wasn't sure how she was going to do Belle, but she does a commanding job with it. I have to give her a lot of credit for it. I really liked her character. I like how they portrayed her.
And her singing was okay. It was pretty good.
It was. The singing, that's another thing too. The singing, hers in particular, it was good for the most part.
I can see why Damien Chazelle wanted her for La La Land originally. Yeah. Her and Miles Teller were originally cast to play La La Land. Emma Stone. I knew we were going to do it at least once.
I was doing it before this, so yeah, I'm sorry.
Emma Watson eventually dropped out of La La Land to do this movie. She wasn't confident that she could do La La Land and Beauty and the Beast, and that might have turned out better for her. I mean, obviously, had she gone on and done La La Land, she might have been the one standing up there with the.
She might have been, yeah, definitely. Oscar. I mean, and give, like I said, a lot of credit for that. That, you know, she knew one over the other.
Yeah.
She didn't try to do both.
And there's no doubt that she's going to make a little bit more money off of this movie than La La Land. If we know anything about Emma Watson, she likes money.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
That woman likes money.
Really?
So
you've seen all her 7 Harry Potter movies. Come on.
Offshore bank accounts. Like, she likes to have money. So I understand. And that's no judgment on me. That's...
I'm pretty sure. Well, she's going to do well, because as far as I was looking at the box office, as this movie is already tracked over $100 million. So obviously it's the number one movie this coming up weekend, and so you really should go see it. There are, going back to some more positives. Josh Gad playing as LeFou. LeFou. Surprising character, especially when we have Emma Watson and Luke Evans playing as the Beast, and
Luke Evans. As Luke Evans is Gaston.
No, Luke Evans is Gaston, and I forgot who's playing the Beast. I'm sorry.
Dan Stevens.
Dan Stevens, sorry. In a movie with those 3 characters, really the main characters, and they do such a great job. Each one of them, they're on screen. You like their characters, you hate their characters, you feel for them. They do it. Josh Gad, I gotta give him some kudos. Played as
give him some kudos.
I mean, a lot of kudos given to him, even for Ewan McGregor. Playing the little candlestick.
Luminaire.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
And, you know, Kevin Kline's in the movie too, so that's another. And so yeah, there's little elements about it, but the cons. What are yours?
The Beast just looked fake.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for. I mean, and that's not really a. I mean, they definitely tried. They definitely tried with the Beast.
They spent all their budget money on Star Wars Rogue One, digitally creating
Disney's just like, we can't. We made Leia come back from the dead.
Leia and,
what do you want?
And General Tarkin. They did that.
We brought Grand Moff Tarkin back from the dead. What else? What do you want?
Like, we need some more shading on the Beast. Like,
yeah.
Nah, just color that in Photoshop.
No, we need more Grand Moff. So, but did I like Dan Stevens' performance for the motion capture? Of course. I thought the Beast was a compelling character. I just couldn't get over the fact that Emma Watson was talking to a giant CGI character.
You know, watching that, there's so many scenes where I was just like, they could have easily just. Nowadays, this has been one of my biggest problems, and this goes into this movie that a lot of movies these days, they just do the CGI, and it's just a lot easier. I think it just gets someone to make the props and makeup, just do that stuff. I mean, if you look back in the 70s and 80s when they were doing movies like Aliens, and they were doing the original Star Wars, and just a number of movies that came back then that were with the special effects, and they had to up Jaws, they had to use actual wooden props and actors to wear those roles and do that stuff. You can easily do that. I mean, you could. So that's why I'm just kind of like, would it have been that difficult for Dan Stevens just to get him a suit that he can wear? And you can still add motion captioning to it to do some CGI stuff to it. But when it's just full-on CGI like that, to me,
to make the hair look real and like actually show. Yeah, I definitely agree. And with Jungle Book coming out last year, the CGI worked because the whole world was CGI.
Yeah.
So all the animals looked like they belonged in that world, and all of it just had to work with the child. So the child was the only thing you had to make sure fit the rest of the world. With this, the rest of the world is mostly real, and you have just little bits of the CGI needing to be in it. Obviously, great work in a lot of the visual effects. I definitely loved the gold dripping off the chandeliers and going onto her dress. I said it in the theater. Whoever did that needs a raise. Whatever team was responsible for making the flowers connect in the air and then attach onto the. It was a very beautiful scene, and I was like, oh, that's great.
The whole scene with them picking the flowers in the cold and just the ballroom sequence, those to me were like, they are some of the best moments. And I think that's probably what my con is. There's so many few moments. There's more moments where I was just like, I'm not really too crazy about that, versus moments where I was just like, ooh, yeah, you know, and that just doesn't get that.
It was inconsistent.
It was inconsistent in a lot of ways. And it's just, I guess, probably my other big con really is just, it just felt too much the same.
Yeah,
I just feel like if you, in a sense like this, if you're going to take your live action movie and you're going to change it, the Jungle Book animated movie and the new movie, the complete tonal shift, complete. This, I still feel it's the same thing. It's still the same movie. You just got some more backstory and an additional song in here too. It's more like a director's cut than an actual Disney remaking a Hollywood. And like you said earlier, I understand them not doing it because you don't want to make one audience too upset and make another audience too happy, or you want to keep the balance. And they did a good job for the most part. But I felt disappointed. I'll say that in those in that aspect.
It did kind of leave a little to be desired. You know, you kind of want films like this that you know are going to make millions of dollars. You kind of want them to have a little bit more personality, and I think with the star-studded cast that they had, and obviously the giant name of Beauty and the Beast, they knew that they were going to make a bunch of money, so they wanted a story to be as inoffensive as possible, because they know, so fans know what they're going to get when they come in and see all this new looking stuff, and that's what they got. They got Beauty and the Beast, and they got Beauty and the Beast plus, like, so they got like a little addition. They got some songs, they got some backstory, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and whereas that's not a bad thing, because I mean, it's Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily great either.
Yeah.
Do I think it's worth going to the movies to see it? Of course. It's a definite visual effects achievement that they were able to do half of this stuff. The Beast didn't work for me, but a lot of it did. I loved Lumiere and Cogsworth, how they looked. All of the furniture and antique, they looked really cool. I liked how they worked it into the into the great set they had. The castle looked great on the inside. I told Sam, who I saw the movie with, this movie is going to get Oscar nominated for production design and visual effects.
Definitely for the production design and the visual effects, because it's some of the best looking that I've seen so far.
And Disney has the deep pockets to campaign for it with that. How much of that it wins, don't know. But it definitely will get a nomination.
It's going to get a nomination. Yeah. I mean, look how many movies Disney's going to have come out this year. They're probably going to have some impressive visual set designs. That's just the first of probably many, because I'm pretty sure, I don't know what else is coming out. Thor Ragnarok, who knows? But in either case, for me, if you're on the fence and you're leaning, you should go see it. But at the same time, if you have the original animated one, or if you're really just not that crazy about it, I think you should just wait until it's a rental. I acknowledge that it's a good movie. I just don't know if it's just a movie that people should just have to go out and go see right now.
Right.
That's how I feel about it.
Out of 10, what do you rank this?
Definitely a 7. Definitely.
I'm right there with you. I'm giving it a 7
definitely
out
a
of
7.
10.
I mean, Disney gets a lot of credit for a lot of stuff, and they should get credit for this. They did a very good job. Like I said, I had low expectations, and for the most part, it's an enjoyable movie. Definitely one that really changed my perception. It makes me actually looking forward to the live-action Lion King, which you tweeted about today, that will start production in May. So you should follow us on Twitter, because you'll get all the latest movie news, everything. That's what you should do.
At WRBL What to Watch. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Also, make sure you like and subscribe to this video if you enjoyed it. Also, make sure to catch all of our videos and all breaking news and weather at WRBL.com. Click on the Watch tab and go to What to Watch on 3. Check out all our videos right there.
Of course, and and while you're there, leave us a comment. Tell us,
comment. Guys, talk to us.
Yeah,
we want to talk to you. Let's talk about movies together. We're all
yellow dresses that you have.
Let's talk about yellow dresses
that you have in your closet.
Don't send us pictures of yellow dresses. We'll get right to the trash bin. Right.
I actually
swipe right on that.
I'm more curious to see the yellow dress that.
Wait, is swipe right the good one or is swipe left the good one?
I wouldn't know simply because I've never actually been on either end of the spectrum before. But I know one time I asked a girl to give me a swipe. She set her phone on fire.
Oh.
So is that a good thing? Or?
I think you setting her phone on fire is a good thing.
No, she set her own phone on fire.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
Well.
She said no. Basically, that's like the equivalent to swipe right or left.
Wow.
But with fire.
Well,
you ugly.